Greetings and welcome back to the lab. I'm excited. I've got more stuff. I got stuff to unbox and unbag. So let's get right to the unboxing because I think I know what it is and I want to get to it pretty soon and I'll be able to make a video on it. So let's pull out box, which is rather large, and let's slice her open. This is something I've already talked about, probably already demonstrated a couple of times, but if it is what I think it is, there's going to be a lot of packing in here. Instead of going through the 3D printer that I have access to and waiting all the time, I just figured it was probably worth it this time to go ahead and have a bunch of them made. I made them through JLC 3DP, which is their 3D printing arm, and I ordered it with the X resin, so I have no idea what color these are going to be, or even if they're all going to be the same color. Okay, wow. We got a fair bit of packing in here. Let's see. There's one package. Apologies for hitting the mic right there. There's another package. Another package. Now, eventually be able to get rid of the box. I have a funny feeling there's a whole other level here. That's what it's looking like. And before I do that, let's see what's in these packages. I'm also going to have a lot of packing material available for other things. Okay. That's the bag inside the box. Here's the bag inside the bag. Oh, they managed to get all of them. I think they got 5 of these in one shot. Yeah, which is totally fine, even if they scrape up against each other, because I can spray paint them again. But speaking of spray paint, yeah, these are the bases for my spray can mounts. And so this is good. What I also wanted to see was whether they fit the rods that I got. These are the acrylic rods that are supposed to be for this project. I think one's already out somewhere, but let's just see if their 5mm hole matches up. Oh, that is wonderful. So the idea is that there's going to be another piece up here, which I'll show you in a moment. And then I can stick 4 of these in here. I can get it all cut, and I can use my soldering iron to seal it here. And I might end up deciding to hit it right about there with the soldering iron, just so that it doesn't slip back and forth. But I've got 5 bases now. I could probably run this thing through all 5 of them. Anyway, let's see. If that's that, then this has got to be at least one of the mounts of the top part of it. Okay. Oh, I think there's multiple in here. And more tape holding together. Oh, somebody had to actually pack all of this. Only for me to cut it up, but... No, maybe. It looks like there's 3 of them here. One, two, 3. And so now to demonstrate what I was saying, this rod can go through here. Yay, it goes through. and into here. And I can choose whatever height I want, but these line up together. And then trying to get that to actually stick in there. Well, it's going to fight me a little bit, but that's not too bad. So these will go like this, and then I can chop it off, and this will be enough to hold the spray can. And this part here, this hole is where it mounts to the wall or to whatever I'm mounting it to. But just so I can get my spray cans organized, I'm even thinking about buying one more, which is going to actually put me in a position where I end up with 11 spray cans and only 10 mounts. So I may have to go back to printing where I've been printing just to get it all. But that's 3 of those. This has got to be 2 more of them. Let's see if we can't do this quickly. That means, wait a minute, what else would have been in the box? Because it looked like that wasn't the full level. Maybe there's just more of the sort of styrofoam underneath. I'm curious. But here's 2 more of these. There we go. All right. We know what we've got. I can get that project moving. That feels really good. Let's take a quick look at the box to see if I can figure out. In fact, I'm going to take one of these bags, these packing bags, and see if I can fit the little bits of foam that they put. That's an interesting way to pack, but makes sense. I'll put these in the bag. Well, I'll try to put them in the bag so that I can pull it out without dropping stuff everywhere. Because I want to see what's underneath. Who knows? Maybe they decided to send me another 5 sets. I think altogether this cost me about $20 shipped to LA. But that's not too bad. It does mean I'm paying about $4 per mount. Whereas if I go to the 3D printing source that I have, I'm getting the 3D prints for free, but I've got to wait for them to actually print. I got to kind of be there in attendance. Almost. This will also make it easier for cleanup later. And I think these are just other pieces. I'm a lot of cleaning up to do when I'm done. Oh, okay. I'm wrong. There was nothing else in there. All right, well, now I got a box. I got a bunch of packing stuff. And that takes care of that one. Next, we have a bag to unbag. And this is another, if I'm right, what's in here will allow me to get another one of my projects going that I keep promising that I'm going to do. And I just haven't quite gotten to. Let me make sure my address isn't just right there. Okay, yeah, it's got my name. Other than that, let's see which one this is. These are the 3-watt LEDs that I ordered to repair the flashlight. So I'm finally in a position to repair that flashlight that I keep saying I'm going to fix. That's good news there. Let's see what else. No address. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay. This is... What is this? Ah, okay. I have mentioned another project that I want to do, which is going to involve designing another 3D printed enclosure, but what this should be is a display that handles both voltage and current. So now when I go to demonstrate some of the LEDs and stuff like that, this should be the key to that. And it is a panel mount, so I will design a bigger box to go around it and some connection points on the box. And then I'll be able to hook things up and be able to see how much both voltage and current they are drawing, which is something really kind of useful when you're dealing with a lot of LEDs. And I've got a lot of that coming up. So this will be, I'm going to have to figure out the order in which to do all of these. Let's see, there should be at least one more in here. Okay, I think I know what this one is. This is not necessarily something I've mentioned, but it's something I've been wanting to try. And there's another piece to this. Yeah. Aton fire. Alone fire. And this should be another flashlight, but with a twist. I have no idea if it's charged up or what, so we're going to find out. Yeah, the little purple thing there, charge port, and this is going to be just one of those where you just screw it together to, where's the, oh, is that a button? Yep, that's a button. And that is ultraviolet, which is going to be hard to see, but if I shine it on something that'll fluoresce, like the pink flashlight maybe, or really what this was supposed to be for was for the, yeah, there you go. You can see the tape fluorescing on the, although actually some of it's not fluorescing. That's interesting. But this is the hover car project. And so now you can kind of see that I have tape on there for the turn signals. So this was just something so I could actually test some of that out. And this is really interesting that the plastic, the 3D print itself is actually fluorescing. And I didn't know that that was a thing that could happen with this. So I don't know. That's just going to make it interesting if I decide, I wonder if this thing is adjustable. Yeah, I think it is. I think I can focus it or unfocus it maybe. Or does that just turn? I think it just turns. Trying to figure that out. Really hope this is coming through on the camera, because it's kind of exciting for me to see it. Well, I'll play with it a little bit more. Whoops. Oh, okay. That is, there's a filter on it that filters out some of the UV that's in there. So I'm going to turn this off before I end up somehow burning myself with UV. I don't think it's that type. I think it's UVA. But put that back together real quick before I lose pieces. That's what this was. It's just a retaining ring to hold that in. And I will have to go back and look at the listing to see. Now, is there one more in here? Nope. I think that is it. Everything that I ordered there is, okay, yeah. Yeah, the tiny little cable and probably micro-printed instructions. But if you order the Alone Fire, now you have an idea of what that's going to look like. All right, folks, that's it. Now I can start making videos about some of these projects again. Probably first up, after I get through all of this unpacking stuff and get all those videos processed. By the time you see this, the next video will probably be me repairing the flashlight using the 3-watt LEDs and actually having to fix the switch. Not the switch, but the charge port. So, yeah, that's where we are. I'm excited. I can really get things going now. Thank you so much for watching.